Hi, welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing two dishes in one segment. I'm going to do string beans, neck bones, string beans, and white potatoes in one pot. Then I'm going to do macaroni and cheese. Now, I do have my famous macaroni and cheese online. This is just a simple version of macaroni and cheese. So this one is real easy. But if you want to do a dress up macaroni and cheese, look at my other recipe that I have online for my famous macaroni and cheese. So let's get started. I wanted to show you something about neck bones. And what I normally do is when I get my neck bones, I rinse them off, then I put them in a pot and I boil them. And I want to show you this because this is the reason why I boil them. See how much gook is on the neck bones? And that you don't want to be eating. So what I do is once I boil the neck bones, then I clean them. So as you can see, this water is hot. And see all the gook it left in my pot. I'm going to sit it over here for a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to clean one. I need that heat to hit it because they were hot when I took them out. And then I'm going to go away, clean them all, and then I'm going to come back. But I'm going to show you just one, okay? Get some of that gook out of my sink. All right, now let's just look at one of these neck bones, okay? If you look, and I'm going to clean all of this off the back. You see that? All of that is stuff that you don't want to eat. So, and it's normally on the back of your neck bone. Now, there's something else that's normally on the back of the neck bone, if I can find one with it, if I have it, and I don't. But those people that, here's one. Those people that eat a lot of neck bones, okay, if you look, this is the front part, this is the back. But in the back, there is a gut part. And I normally clean that out as well. So I'm going to go away, clean these neck bones, and we'll be right back with me to finish up with this. Okay, now I've already washed the neck bones, so we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Here you see my cleaned neck bones. And my pot is just beginning to, you can see a light, some light smoke coming from the pot, which means, you know, it's ready. Now these neck bones, because I boiled them first, they're already partly cooked. So by the time these neck bones finish, everything else that's in the pot will be done as well. Next, I'm going to add some cubed potatoes that I've just cubed up. And the reason why I put the cubed potatoes in next to the neck bones is because I use judgment in, first of all, it's going to take the neck bones long to cook. So they're at the bottom. Then it's going to take the potatoes the next longest to cook. So they're second in the pot from the bottom. And then I add my green beans. And here I have, and these are just canned green beans. And as you know, canned green beans are already cooked. So you don't need to do anything to them. Now what I will do is get a bigger pot because I don't think I'm going to get all of them in, so I'll be right back. As you can see, I transferred it into a bigger pot, and the only thing I did to get my neck bones back on the bottom is just moved it to the side and then made certain that they were back on the bottom. Because the cooking time is going to be relatively the same for my neck bones and for my white potatoes, I'm not really that worried about the neck bones and the white potatoes being down there together as long as the string beans are not. So I'm going to add the rest of my string beans. I do have a cup of water in there. I did drain the juices. These are canned string beans, so I drained the juices from the canned string beans so that all I have, and I did rinse them, so that all I have is just the juices that are going to be coming from the pot. Now, to that, my favorite spice to add is Lipton onion soup mix. So this is a half of a package of Lipton onion soup mix. This is some minced garlic that I'm adding. This is some crushed red pepper and a little bit of black pepper Here is some salt. And I have a chicken bouillon cube. And chicken bouillon normally adds a lot of flavor to something. It's just like your chicken stock. You use that in all different kinds of meals in order to add flavor. So I'm going to let this boil for a little while. Now, the reason why I am not stirring right now is because I want all of the seasonings that I put on the top to drain down. That means that they will be touching everything that's down up underneath it. It'll touch the string beans, and it'll touch the potatoes, and it'll touch the neck bones. And that should be a good meal. And then I'll come back and I'll stir it a little bit so that I can bring the potatoes up to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this pot, allow it to cook on medium, and we're going to get with the macaroni and cheese. Okay, hi, we're back and we're going to get started on the macaroni and cheese. So, for the sake of time, I've already cooked and drained my noodles or my macaroni. And I'm going to put some in this bowl. And it's hot. Okay, now this may be enough. And you can always freeze any leftover macaroni. Not freeze it, but you can put it in the refrigerator for next time. So we have that in. The first thing we're going to add to this is the butter. And the reason being, this is a half a stick of melted butter. I'm just going to use this egg spoon because it's not that warm. It's been sitting out for a minute. But this is melted. And the reason why we put this in is because we want everything else to adhere to it. So we're putting in the butter, and it's going to cause everything else to stick to it. Now, this is a butter dish. I did butter it before I put the noodles in. Now, I'm using Morton's seasoning salt, and this is the only salt, pepper, and everything that you're going to need. But use it generously. Sprinkle it all over your macaroni, and then you're going to stir. Now, the trick to knowing how much to put in is, what do you see? If you stir it and you don't see the seasoning salt anywhere, add a little bit more. Now, you don't want to over add it, but you do want to be able to see some of the seasoning salt working throughout the noodles or the macaroni. Okay, now once you have that in, and of course you stirred, okay, next thing you're going to add is your cheese. Okay, so this is just grated mild cheddar, and mild cheddar is what I use for macaroni and cheese. Some people use sharp. I don't use sharp. I use the mild because I don't want my macaroni to be too overpowering with cheese. I want it to be cheesy, but I don't want you to have that strong cheesy taste coming from the macaroni. But a lot of cheese is good. Okay. Now, I'm going to blend this all in. Now, because I have guests coming for dinner, pretty much as always. There's always somebody coming over. So, what I'm going to do is, it looks like I have enough macaroni made. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make 2 dishes. And that way, all I don't eat today, I can eat tomorrow. Alrighty. Now, once I have the cheese in there, and as you can see, you can still see this cheese. You see a lot of the cheese coming up, so that's really, really good. And this was just one 8-ounce package, but then my dish is not as big as what I normally cook in, so that's fine. Okay, so now we have all of our cheese in. Now, here I have 2 beaten eggs, and I can still use the same fork. To the beaten eggs, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now, I have my salt and my pepper in through the season salt. So when I beat these eggs, I'm going to add to that some carnation milk. And I don't know if I've said this before. I know I've said it on a couple of my videos, but carnation milk a little bit went in the macaroni. That's okay. Carnation milk helps to velvetize. It gives you that creaminess to your dishes. And I've been using this a long time, so I pretty much know what makes my dishes taste good. And then I'm just going to pour it all over. Okay. Okay. Now that I have that in, this is ready to go. The little bit of cheese that I had left, it's not that much, but I'm going to sprinkle it on the top of my dish. Place this in the oven. Cook at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, and I'll show you the finished product on this and the neck bones, white potatoes, and string beans. Okay, we're back and everything is finished. Here is the macaroni and cheese, simple macaroni and cheese. And I had enough macaroni left over, so I just went ahead and baked the extra dish so I can have it at a later time. And here is the neck bones, white potatoes, and string beans, okay? And they came out perfect as I knew they would. Now, if you have, it's good when you're doing a dish and then you have some leftovers. Even if it's just a small amount, you could take it and then bake off something for a later time. And you can always freeze macaroni and cheese, and that'll be really good. I'm not going to dish this now because it's very hot. I just taken it out of the oven. If you want to see this dished up, then look at my recipe that I'm getting ready to do on meatloaf. And it will be dished up in the meatloaf segment. So as always, I want to thank you for watching Chris Cook for You Too. Bye.